Hey. Hey.
Yeah.
Damien's trapped under a gas tank.
Is this what I get for always shit-talking Jeeps?
Yes.
Saying exteriors can go further?
Yes.
Well, okay, now it's starting to fall on my head. So, you want to, like, hurry up and replace said fuel pump?
No, I'm going to leave this there for about an hour.
Alrighty. Well,
Here, let me turn the flashlight on so y'all can better see.
yeah. Yeah. You know, this shit. Oh, my leg's going numb.
See if you can get out from under it.
If I do,
I mean, there's plenty of slack in the lines up there, I
not
think.
up here. Because you'll cut into the body.
Alright.
And I'm getting mud all over me. God damn it.
Let me find some... I don't know. How am I going to do this? Let me get those lines disconnected and we'll see if we can drop the tank down.
My eyeballs don't feel good.
Okay. I'm on. Damien, can you explain what we've done? It's for about the past 4 hours.
Dicked around on this piece of shit Grand Cherokee.
But I'll tell the whole story. Just pause for a moment. I'll tell the whole story because you're not starting at the beginning. So I got this from my co-worker's cousin, Timothy. He wanted me to scrap it, and I said, no, this is too good. It runs great. And literally fixed some wiring, did some minor stuff, water pump, alternator, battery, changed fluids, powered right up and runs mint. And I had a variety of issues with it, some bad electrical connections, so on and so forth. New set of tires, bad universal joint. In the end, I got about $600 in parts in this thing.
Basically Jeep issues.
Yes, Jeep issues, like he said. Finally, someone today, I've had things for sale for a couple months now, came and asked to take it for a test drive. It breaks down on the test drive.
I actually recovered another Jeep.
He recovered it with his Nissan-ish.
That's the 5th Jeep I've recovered.
Yeah. So, okay, the thing's broken down on the test drive. I immediately suspect fuel pump because of the way it's acting. We take the tank out. And the tank gets full of smooth, like it's full of dirt and grit and grime and so on and so forth. And I tell the guy, look, I'm very sorry about this. If you will come back tomorrow, I'll have a new fuel pump in it. You can take it for another test drive, so on and so forth. The price of the deal still stands if you still want it. I mean, this guy was serious about buying it. He called and put insurance on it before he even came to look at it. So, he really wants it. Is it worth the $700 I'm going to make off this? No. Am I going to keep trying? Yes. So anyhow, we started putting the fuel pump in this, what, 6 o'clock today? 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
It's now 1 in the morning. We put the fuel pump in, cleaned all the crud out of the gas tank. It was
like a damn busted disco ball in there.
Yes. We put the pump in, we put the tank in, tried to fire it up, no fuel. And we've spent the past few hours minus going to Waffle House and the gas station. Cannot figure out why it won't crank. We loosen it. I snipped all the wires, prepared to take the tank out again. And discovered we pinched the fuel line between the gas tank and the body. So we immediately, well, that's the problem. We have fuel pressure again. And we go to try and crank it again. And it still won't crank. Ding dong, you idiots. You just cut the wires to the fuel pump.
No, you did.
Okay, I did. We both forgot.
It's cold, alright?
It is cold.
Colder than...
But how hard can a free Jeep be? The answer, very hard.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't sell tomorrow, someone else will buy it. It'll be an off-road toy for me and him.
If anything, I'd take the front axle and do a straight axle swap with a Nissan.
And that inline 6 goes in my Wagoneer. Booyah!
And the rest can be fuck off.
We'll crush it, and we'll laugh when we crush it. Even though I pressure washed this and vacuumed it, and did a lot of work to it to make it nice. At this point, I don't care. I'm over this. It's made me mad enough times.
Hey, I need to use the rear axle too, so that way I have matching rims all the way around.
Yes. Even though that's tinier and crappier than what you have in yours, but still worth it.
Nissan rear ends, they're fucking bulletproof.
Go grab my shotgun.
Birdshot, here we go.
No. Buckshot, point blank range, right at the diff cover.
Well, these need to make heat. They do. It'd be nice if they did.
Yeah. But no, this has been an adventure.
Yeah.
If I can find the lost videos of when I bought it and all the little stuff I've done along with it, I'll include that and post the whole thing as one long video, but I think they're gone. I think I accidentally deleted all those.
I should take that back.
You're not going to. And because we've been dealing with gas all night, I don't have a fire in the wood stove. This is how we're heating the shop.
Let me demonstrate. You sit in front of a fucking light bulb and sit here and think.
Damien, my grandma watches these videos. We need to try not to curse so much. I know we speak like sailors, but we shouldn't. That's how hot this light bulb gets.
Oh shit.
It's 1500 watt light bulb. It's essentially a 12 amp heater. And it does knock the chill off, especially when it's like 22 degrees outside. Loads of chainsaws and junk and... Oh, no Budweiser. So, Mr. Damien, how is tonight gone?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Want to go to Waffle House again when we're done?
Yeah, sure. We'll fatten up some more at the crack house.
But the more fat we have, the warmer we stay in the winter.
Still not gonna tip that waitress.
Look, like true... What is it, millennials or whatever?
No, we're Gen Zs. Millennials are like 80s and back.
Oh, that
if you want to
sucks.
be correct.
What
But
people,
if you want to,
we are the people we hate.
All right, fine. We're liberals.
Libertarian, maybe, but you know.
Nah, I'm far.
You're a communist.
Nah, I'm a far right extremist who believes you can do what you want, but without the government.
So libertarian.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Do what you fucking want to, but
You know what libertarian means?
Sorta.
Okay. You might want to look up the definition on that because what you just described is what you are. I know you pretty well, buddy.
I'm sleep deprived like no tomorrow. I'm just talking on my ass right now.
Again, my grandma watches these. Just try not to cuss as much.
I'm gonna meet her one
The
day.
videos we put on your channel, we can cuss. The ones on my channel, no.
I'm gonna meet her one day and she's gonna give me a bar of soap as a gift.
She's made comments like that in the past when you've met her before. So
It's been a long time. Ooh,
It's
this
been
thing
a
reeks.
long time.
This thing reeks.
You've had it on the heater all
Oh my
night.
god, it smells like melted plastic. Smell it.
No, I know
Smell
what
it,
it smells like.
Oh, that is right.
Alright. Enough for now. Anyone want to buy a Jeep if it doesn't sell tomorrow? Alright, so I cannot use my flash because battery is too low. So I've been trying to sell this Jeep. I will include the video of me and my buddy Damien putting a gas tank in it, or putting a fuel pump in, because I cruised down the road on a test drive, and the thing just cuts out and dies, and it's done so twice since then. If all else fails, my buddy Damien's getting the axles out of this for his Nissan, because he wants to do a solid axle swap. It's a bad idea because this is only a Dan 30 foot and Dan 35 reel. He doesn't realize how weak those are, but he wants them, so it may come to that. This battery and this engine will go on my Wagoneer. It'll be underpowered, but it'll be a reliable engine. I may take the transmission as well. Transfer case will not work. I think this will bolt to the Turbo 400 that is in my Wagoneer with a 360 in it now. I had a bunch of footage of everything from me mounting and balancing my own tires, to vacuuming out the interior, fixing that door that was stuck. I never fixed the hatch that was stuck, so I cannot physically stuff my hand in there to undo the latch, open the trunk, take the panel off, and readjust the lock. I can't physically fit in there to do that. I put a universal joint on this side of the front axle. I've done new water pump, new alternator. Had a short clip of me. Why is there 4 different factory connections when there only needs to be one right here? So I was having a connection issue between the alternator and the fuse box and battery. It wasn't new alternator, but it still wasn't charging because of that connection issue. Seriously, I got this Jeep for free from my coworker's cousin. He just wanted it out of his ex-wife's yard and gone. He said, just scrap it, don't bother with it. I get it home, I take a look over it, I do some minor repairs and things that I just see right off the top, and thing fires right up and runs. AC blows cold, heat works, all the windows go up and down, power locks work, everything works. I'm amazed. So I decided, I'm not going to scrap this. I don't want it because I don't like this particular body style. But it's too nice to scrap. It's a good, clean, running, driving Jeep. And underneath there are some mechanical issues. There are some control arms that really need to be replaced. They're all rusted out. There are some issues like that, but nothing that makes it undrivable or a bad vehicle. Those control arms, they're not going to fail catastrophically. They're certainly going to compromise handling. If you're trying to go around an autocross course or something, that's completely black now. They're not ideal, but they're not going to let the axle fall out. And whoever I sell this to, there will be a full disclosure of it needs this, and this. Like the front brakes it needed replacement. They're not shot, but they're not great by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to lie to anyone. I'm not your typical used car salesman, which is probably why I'm not making any money at this. And yeah, I put something in good running driving condition, and I make sure it's something I'm comfortable with, and then I sell it to someone, and I tell them it still needs this done to it. I'm not a good used car salesman. I even include a free bottle of snake oil. But anyhow, I took it on a test drive, and it died on me 3 or 4 times now, and I am torn between PCM, which I took apart and resoldered the connectors that are known to go bad. I also think it's the crank position sensor, because what it's doing, I have fuel, new fuel pump and new fuel filter, by the way. That was a fun day. But it still is not getting spark. I mean, it tries to a little bit and it just kind of kills out. So I'm thinking crank position system. I went and bought a new one. It was $75. I'm now $1,100 in parts. $1,100 in parts for a vehicle that's worth $1,500. Yeah, this isn't worth it. Yeah, this is just getting aggravating at this point. Alright, I'm back. I had to go take a leak. To continue my rant. The Jeep Cherokee is the way to build. I don't particularly like a unibody construction, which is why I've never been real fond of these, and why I got part of the reason I was excited to get the Wagoneer I have over yonder ways behind the shop, instead of looking for one of these. I wanted a SUV / station wagon that was 4-wheel drive, had a decent power plant, and was fairly large and roomy inside. This isn't particularly large and roomy, but it kind of. More so than a little car like my sister has. And this is a good, reliable vehicle. If I was to keep this, it'd be like my truck. I had a lot of issues with the fuel system and the computer system on my truck. So I ripped all of it out, put a carburetor on it. It has door spark 2 ignition, which I have a love-hate relationship with that. But it is a good, reliable system. If something fails, if I lose spark, I immediately suspect door spark 2. If I lose fuel, which means, cruising down the road, I watch the AFR gauge peg to lean, engine vacuum dies, engine shutoffs. I immediately suspect the car to fuel pump. This has happened twice due to bad gas, water in the gas that killed the pump both times. And I'll keep a spare fuel pump in the truck. With the toolbox I keep in the truck, and what I have in there, it essentially can never die on me. There's nothing I cannot fix on the side of the road. It may not be pretty, but can after engineer things back together well enough that it will at least get me to a parts store regardless of what goes wrong with that system. I'm an old school mechanic. I deal with Broncos. Those doors off, it's getting new hinges and everything. Old tractors, small engines, Briggs and Strattons and stuff. And if I walk in my shop, where the wood stove is and it's warm, there's a 80 or 70 or 80-year-old roller right there. Some old antique equipment. See why it's warm in here? Wood stove. I mess with stuff like this. Imports suck because you can't get parts for them. It's still an import, but at least it's European. It's a Sweden-made saw. Flywheel says made in Italy. Johnson Red made in Sweden. I'm sure they outsourced some parts. Sure, made in Sweden. You can't go wrong with that. I can still buy every single part for this saw brand new. Maybe not by its OEM manufacturer, but I can still get it. Echoes? Good luck. Their customer service sucks, by the way. If I call them asking, well, every dealer in this area says I cannot get this part and they tell me to call you, they will not help you look for a part. They will list off every dealer within a 100-mile radius of you and ask if you've been there. And when you say no to all of those, they hang up. Great job, Echo. I'm really, really pleased with your customer service on all of the stuff I've bought and how many times I've been screwed even buying new equipment for y'all. No, I cannot endorse your product. Your stuff sucks, especially your parts availability. Johnson Red, Husqvarna, Steel, even McCullen, and all these other dead brands that you don't even hear about in the States anymore. Your stuff is great. I can still get parts. They're reliable. Wonderful stuff. South Bend, hit or miss. Sometimes you can find parts, sometimes you can't. Sorry. Back outside. Back on track to what I was ranting about a minute ago. So, here's the deal with this Jeep. Kelly Blue Book puts us at $1,200 to $1,600 in value. I'm at, before I buy a PCM, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do, I'm at $850. I bought this to flip it. That's still with a busted up grill, a radio support that's bent. I mean, nothing's leaking, but that's not particularly great. I'm kind of at a loss here. Even in pristine, fresh paint job, new grill, everything like that, I might be looking at $2,000 to $3,000. At this point, I'm kind of happy if I break even. Or best case, I sell it to a like-minded person like myself who sees the mechanical value of it, not the cosmetic value. Which puts me in a very small pool of people who are going to be interested in such a thing. If I was going to keep this, I'd keep the air conditioning. I've never owned something with air conditioning. So, air conditioning would stay. The entire engine management system would be thrown out the window and be a carburetor on it. That's just why it happened with my truck. And what angers me, what I dislike about systems like this, is I can't work on them. As an old school mechanic that I am, I don't have the diagnostics tools to figure out what sensor failed and why. I can just replace parts until something eventually works, or I can take it back to the dealer. This is why EFI and computer systems came into cars. It wasn't for efficiency, it wasn't for longevity or anything. It was so that the people like myself can't work on your own car. I have to take it back to the dealer or a certified mechanic to have it worked on. I can't do it. That's why it was done. Which works out great for them. And even today, I think GM and Ford were lobbying the government wanted to make it illegal to work on your own car. It had to go to a certified mechanic or a dealer. Thankfully, it didn't go through. And that's another reason issues like that, that's one example of tens of thousands, is why lobbyists need to be gotten rid of. It does the people no favors. If you're a monopoly, have at it, build your monopoly. But do not do it by infringing on our rights.